Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Jamaica News in Review. Man gunned down, another escapes after breaking into Westmoreland Wholesale. A man was shot to death during a confrontation with the police after he and his crony broke into a wholesale in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland on Sunday morning. The deceased has been identified as 31-year-old Dwight Mackenzie of a burnt Savannah address in the parish. The Corporate Communications Unit of the Jamaica Constabulary Force is reporting that one Browning 9mm pistol was recovered during the incident. The CCU said two men broke into this one wholesale on Louis Street and stole several items. The police got wind of the situation, and on their arrival on the scene, the gunmen confronted the lawmen. The police took evasive action, and Mackenzie was fatally shot. The other gunman escaped. The CCU said some of the stolen items were recovered. The matter is being investigated by the Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bureau and the Independent Commission of Investigation. Body found in Portmore Gully. Police have confirmed that the body of a man was found in Bridgeport, Portmore, St. Catherine this morning. The body, which up to press time was still unidentified, had what appeared to be gunshot wounds according to the police. It was reportedly found in a gully between 11 and 14 Autumn Avenue. Police have since disclosed that around 7:50 p.m. on Saturday, residents reported hearing explosions sounding like gunshots, and on Sunday, shortly before 8 a.m., the residents stumbled upon the body and called the police. Lawmen who responded discovered that the body, which was lying face down, had several gunshot wounds. The police said the body is of a dark complexion, about 5 feet 8 inches tall, and clad in a grey and yellow t-shirt, black pants, and black shoes. Several spent shells were found at the scene, the police revealed. Bartender killed in Manchester. A female bartender was shot and killed Saturday night in Land Settlement District in Manchester. She has been identified as 42-year-old Nakisha Harrison, otherwise known as Bumper. According to police reports, about 9:50 p.m. on Saturday, residents heard explosions in the area and alerted them. On their arrival, Harrison was found lying on the ground with multiple gunshot wounds. She was taken to the Mandeville Regional Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Investigations into the circumstances surrounding the shooting death are ongoing. Shock and anger, Clark disgusted by evil fraud allegations at SSL. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark is expressing shock and anger at the multi-million-dollar fraud allegations at Stock and Securities Limited SSL. In a statement late Tuesday, Clark said, "Like all Jamaicans, I am in shock and feel a profound level of anger and disgust at the alarming and evil fraud that has allegedly been committed at Stocks and Securities Limited, and which is a source of public disgust and anxiety at this time." However, the finance minister noted that he has great confidence in the investigative authorities to unravel all aspects of the alleged fraud and bring all perpetrators to justice. Clark also sought to assure investors that Jamaica's financial service remains strong. "At this time, it is tempting to doubt our financial institutions, but I would ask that we don't paint an entire hard-working industry with the brush of a few very dishonest individuals," Clark said, adding that Jamaica is a leading financial center in the English-speaking Caribbean, and we will do everything in our power to protect Jamaica's position in this regard. Clark's remarks come against the background of a deepened probe into the multi-million-dollar fraud scandal. The Fraud Squad and Financial Investigations Division FID announced on Monday that questionable transactions were being made on some of the affected accounts at SSL for more than a decade, stating that the matter is being treated with the highest priority by the FID and the Fraud Squad and the FSC. Cyril Hall, the FDI's Chief Technical Director, said they are not yet able to quantify the exact amount fleeced from the affected accounts. Among the affected investors, sprint legend Usain Bolt earlier Tuesday gave the principals of SSL a 10-day ultimatum to return the millions of US dollars that he has been defrauded, reportedly, by an SSL employee, or else face legal action. Two men shot, one fatally in Montego Bay. Two men were shot, one fatally, on Barnett Street in Montego Bay, St. James on January 14. Dead is 30-year-old Dwayne Gibson of Gravelline in Montego Bay. Reports are that about 9:40 p.m., Gibson was among a group of persons on Barnett Street when gunmen opened fire at them. Gibson and a passerby were hit. They were taken to hospital, where Gibson was pronounced dead and the other man was admitted in stable condition. JDF says Kingston cocaine boss 9 billion, JCF reporting 12 billion. The Jamaica Defense Force JDF and the Jamaican Constabulary Force JCF are reporting different figures for the multi-billion-dollar cocaine seizure on ship in Kingston on Saturday morning. The Army says the figure is 9 billion, but the police later issued a statement saying the cocaine is worth US 80 million or about 12 billion Jamaican dollars. Preliminary estimates released earlier put the figure at 7 billion. The seizure believed to be one of the largest drug busts in Jamaica's history and the third major find over the last 4 months. No one was arrested. The interdiction occurred at approximately about midnight during the search of a container at the Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited in the Jamaican capital during a joint operation involving Police Narcotics Division, the JDF and the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JDF says preliminary examination of the vessel uncovered 50 bags containing 1,250 packages. The container was shipped from Colombia, and local law enforcement authorities believe Jamaica was not the final destination for the drugs. The Army says the operation is continuing. On December 26, approximately 2,000 pounds of cocaine valued at 1.1 billion was seized after the JDF intercepted go-fast boat in Jamaican waters off the coast of St. Thomas. It's believed that vessel was traveling from Colombia. 3 Jamaican men were aboard the boat or in custody. In September last year, approximately 1,100 pounds of cocaine with an estimated street value of US 25 million or 3.7 billion was found in 10 large travel bags at the Ian Fleming's International Airport in St. Mary. Westmoreland carpenter falls to his death. A 43-year-old carpenter fell to his death while working at a house at the White House Beach Club in Westmoreland on Friday morning. The deceased has been identified as Gregory Jones of Petersville District in White House in the parish. The police have ruled the incident as death by misadventure. Reports from the White House police are that at 11:30 a.m., Jones, who was installing a steel cage at a house when he lost his balance, fell and landed on a piece of steel. The police were summoned and Jones was taken to hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Investigations are ongoing. Edith Dalton students locked out of school. Dozens of students at the Edith Dalton James High School in Duane Park, St. Andrew, were on Wednesday morning locked out by the school's administration over alleged violations of the institution's uniform and grooming guidelines. When reporters visited the institution, a number of students were seen lingering outside the school's premises. One male student complained that it was the 6th consecutive day that he was being barred from school due to breaches of the uniform and grooming policy. "Me come to school 6 days now, and they don't want to let me in, saying that my pants too tight and my hair too tall," the boy said. A female student complained that she was not allowed on the compound because she was wearing slippers. She said she had no choice but to wear the slippers as her school shoes was damaged. When contacted by our news team, Chief Executive Officer Dr. Thorpe said she was not previously aware of the incident but would contact the regional director for details.
Come to school 6 days now, and them now let me in. I say my pants too big. My pants too tight. I wear big pants come to school. Them say my pants too tight, and my ear too tall, and them don't want to let me in. You see me? And yesterday about over 30 people them have stand up out here, so I don't want to go in at the school. And the woman have to come and cuss. We need justice here. We don't call Andrew unless. Yeah.
I don't want to let me in the school because I have my slippers and my shoes is really damaged, and I don't want to let me in the school. The dean come out and tell all the boys that their hair needs to be cut, and when they cut it, she tells them that it's too short. What are we supposed to do?
So what does he have to do? Go home and get a new shoes or what?
My parents have to come.
So they sent for your parents now?
Yeah.
So she's on way here?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Former Police Commissioner Lucius Thomas has died. Former Commissioner of Police Lucius Thomas has died. Thomas died on Wednesday morning after ailing sometime. Reporters have been reliably informed. Thomas became Jamaica's 25th Police Commissioner in January 2005 when he replaced Francis Forbes. In 2007, he stepped down as top cop and was replaced by retired Army Chief Rear Admiral Hadley Llewellyn. Thomas joined the Jamaica Constabulary Force in 1969 at the age of 20 years and served the JCF for 38 years. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson expressed his condolences to his family.
I note the passing of former Commissioner of Police Lucius Thomas, who died earlier today after a brief period of illness. We offer our condolences on behalf of the entire JCF to his family, loved ones, and colleagues with whom he served. Lucius made a sterling contribution to our nation as Commissioner between 2005 and 2007, and even before that, particularly during his service at the JCF Special Branch. He will be remembered fondly by the members who served with him. I had the opportunity to travel and work with him on the JCF radio communications project and found him to be quite the gentleman. He was a person who genuinely cared about improving the quality of life of the members and the safety and security of the Jamaican people. As an organization, we mourn his passing and now begin the process of paying due respect to a man who gave so much to his country.
Professional beggar killed in Spanish Town. A dispute between two men, one a beggar and one who operated a small shop in Spanish Town, is believed to have led to the suspected case of homicide. The deceased has been identified as Isaiah Atkinson. Residents say he was unemployed but was a professional beggar who operated at a traffic light along the Spanish Town bypass. Atkinson's body was found in bushes at the intersection of the Salt Pond Main Road and the Spanish Town bypass in St. Catherine on Tuesday morning, causing a major traffic jam as police investigators swarmed the area. It is theorized that Atkinson was killed Monday evening after concluding a begging shift at the traffic light. Residents from the surrounding communities set fire to the shop of a man who they believe killed the victim. A suspect is now in custody, a police source confirmed. The Corporate Communications Unit, the information arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, confirmed the murder, but have not yet issued an official report on the incident. Financial Service Commission defends its capacity to effectively regulate financial entities. The Financial Services Commission, FSC, has defended its capacity to monitor and regulate effectively the entities it oversees within the financial sector. Concerns have been raised about the ability of the FSC to keep an eye on players of the sector in the wake of the reports of fraudulent activity in investment company Stocks and Security Limited, SSL. Responding to questions during a press conference yesterday morning, FSC Executive Director Everton McFarlane said the Commission has adequate legislative powers which are used to good effect. He also noted that the FSC can prioritize and target the necessary manpower to areas of greatest risk whenever an issue arises. This is due to having an established framework for reporting. He said the FSC has also been proactive by engaging with entities on a regular basis.
We have a framework of reporting that allows us to get, and that, by the way, relies on the integrity and the assurance of independent reviews of licenses that may be done on an annual basis or commissioned by us from time to time, and we are able to get an assessment of the state of affairs of all our licensees and be able to ensure that we target our resources when it comes to, for instance, on-site examination at licensees that are perceived as having particular issues. And even where we don't do an on-site examination, the nature of reports we get, we are able to engage our licensees around issues that we may see emerging and to have them addressed. Having those addressed. That work is part of it, but we also engage proactively, right? And we have managed, together with the industry players, to keep a fairly stable, I would say, a well-capitalized sector that prior to COVID growing significantly, that weathered the storm of COVID quite well, has been weathering the recent turbulence in the market as it relates to asset market price volatility, albeit with some challenges, but we have worked through those. So yes, my answer to your question is we do have the capacity legislatively. We allocate our resources in a strategic and risk-based way to ensure that we are able to address the most urgent areas of risk.
Mr. McFarlane said this level of fraud has never happened before. It's alleged millions of dollars were taken from the accounts of several clients, including renowned Jamaican athlete Usain Bolt. The FSC has assumed temporary management of SSL and also appointed an auditor while an investigation is undertaken into the fraud claims. Mr. McFarlane said The FSC has taken several steps, including appointing a temporary manager at SSL. It reiterated that a multi-agent probe into the fraudulent activity continues.
On Thursday, January 12th, the FSC issued directions to SSL restraining the company from conducting transactions on its own behalf or on behalf of clients without the FSC approval, and this included restraints on disposal, transfer, substitution of any asset owned by, under the control of, or under the custody of SSL. These directions were issued pursuant to powers of the FSC under Section 8 of the FSC Act and allowed a quick response that was aimed at A, preserving the value and quality of the company's assets for the benefit of all clients, allowing the company where necessary to continue to conduct its business with its clients and other counterparties, but against a background where its clients and counterparties could be assured that there was a heightened level of due diligence, due to the FSC's involvement. And importantly, the response was aimed at providing the FSC with a mechanism to have daily and indeed intra-daily insight into the affairs of the entity, which would assist us and the entity in managing itself concurrent with the investigations. The FSC will continue to collaborate as necessary with law enforcement in this regard, and in addition, the work of the temporary manager will be proceeding to enable the FSC to determine a suitable plan of action to continue to protect the interests of all clients of the entity, while also overseeing the day-to-day affairs of the entity to address current client needs in an orderly and fair way. Those are the needed priorities in the near term. And as this vital work is executed, the FSC will monitor the situation closely and continuously and evaluate the best action or actions to take.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell